Shalom and good day all, this is the Healing29 back again for another indie comic review. The only thing slightly different with this indie comic review is that the comic you see in front of me is also a free comic that was sent to me through my comic haul via my LCS. And I must admit, I really do like the cover for this. So time to jump into this review. And this review rating will lead to the decision to should I pick up the trade paperback for this series or not. So first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that happens inside of the story? Sure enough, it does. And I must admit, this art and for this cover is absolutely amazing. Of course, the story is done by Colin Bunn and Brian Hurt, with Bill Crabtree, to which I gave the art a 7.5 out of 10. Now, moving into the internal story, this is the story which actually begins a new story arc. And this is some of the art around the beginning of the story, to which we get to see the main characters in their youth. I will point out that they should have actually given a time period when this was. Somewhat the only thing that was missing in the story. Now, as we jump towards the middle of the story, this art is really incredible. I also like the time period to which they've actually set this story in. It looks like early 1920s, maybe even 1930s. But there's something different about this universe. And you'll soon see it after I show some of the art towards the end. And here is some of the art towards the end, and as you can see, this is what makes this universe slightly different. Men versus, well, living, breathing demons of sorts. For the internal art, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the story rating and the things that I personally enjoy that make a good story. As I pointed out before, there were no indications of time, though it wouldn't have hurt to have it be included in the story. So what about the next thing that I personally enjoy? What about comic references to previous issues? None at all, but let's move into the next thing. How did we go in the area of locations? Of course, we got to see the home of the main characters, and we'll soon get to their names soon enough. We, of course, got a bar, which was visited by the characters, and a place by the name of the Gehenna Room. Moving into the cast of characters, we had Edgar, Agnes, Morgan, Donovan, Mara, and I think it's Harriet that I've got there. Sorry about that. I've got some bad writing down there. That's my fault. Oh, no. Harvester is the character. And the main character, I think it's either Edgar or Morgan who speak to the character, decide to call him Harv or Harvey. Because Harvester himself is actually a demon. For this, I gave this story a 7 out of 10, to which I did actually decide to go out of my way to order, well, the trade paperbacks that lead up to this story. Well, until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.